again with another video. This time I'm in Singapore and I'm starting to film here in the airport, you know, because I'm not gonna leave from this airport. But you know, one of the major attractions is the jewel out here, so I'm gonna go check it out and then hit the streets of Singapore for a few days and see what's going on. So without further ado, join me. So apparently this is one of the best airports in the whole world. So you can see a little bit. Let me show you a little bit what's going on over here. Pretty nice, but I don't think this is, oh, the jewel is on the other side. So the jewel is like a new attraction they built out here in the airport. And it's outside, it's not really like after check-in, so it's also, so if visitors want to come here, you know, they can check it out without having to go inside the airport. So I see right here, people taking their pictures. So let's see, this is it right here. So if we go on the inside, I think the train passes on top. So here, there's been no water falling down unless it falls later, I don't know. It's literally like a jungle. It's crazy to believe that this is an airport. In the States, never, but let me take a close-up look right here. See what's going on. Jewel, oh, it opens 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So, yeah, I think I came a little bit early. What time is it now? So it's only 9 in the morning, you know, that's when my flight arrived. So in an hour, they would display like the water fountain out here. So sit right here, wow. And people can make it to the top too, the jungle, and then get like nice views and nice pictures. So I think I hear the train passing on top. But that was it. If I wasn't too tired, because I got no sleep in the flight, I would have hang out here and wait for the water display. But yeah, I'm just gonna head to my accommodation. I'll take the MRT train, because I think the hotel's literally on top of the station. And then take a rest, and then I'll start hitting the streets of Singapore. It's only Terminal 1. I think they got like 3 terminals, but you see how big it is. It's like literally like a mall they got going on over here. So, wow. Coffee shop early in the morning. The process to get in here was pretty easy. It's just like a scanning system for immigration, and that was it. Now I just gotta figure the MRT map. I think it's 2 trains that I gotta take. One, then transfer to another one, the green line. They're labeled by numbers, I think, so I'm not gonna find that out. The signs, train to the city, MRT station at T2. So I guess we gotta get to Terminal 2, and from there we take the LRT. So we gotta go, I guess, up. Up we go, and it'll get us right there. I came in Terminal 1, I gotta take the SkyTrain to Terminal 2. That's where we'll be able to take the LRT. So runs like every 5 minutes, I believe. We're waiting right here, you know. Pretty nice airport, pretty clean. So T1, T2 right there, that way. So a little short commute, and then ahead of me I see trains to the city. They said that should take me. I was looking at videos of the hotel that I booked, and I literally see like the train stops underneath the hotel, the station. So I guess it's pretty convenient. And here you can see it clearly, train to city. I'm a huge fan of trains commuting from the airport straight to the city center, you know. I think a lot of cities should take a sample of that. This is the map over here, this is the airport. So I have to transfer and take it all the way here to EW11 Lavender. And this is the station, look how impeccable and clean it is. Pretty modern. It seems like the train here runs every 5 minutes. So that's super convenient. Not sure if it's 24 hours of service over here, but you know, pretty good to look at. And then they got the barricades over here, you know, that way people don't be pushed comparing to the States, you know, especially New York City. This is a different vibe out here. Look at the station, how futuristic it is. Nice and clean. I'm out here waiting. So like I said, this is gonna go to Tanah Merah, and then from there I'll transfer to the other subway line that would take me near my accommodation. Easy short while now I'm transferring to the other line. Pretty easy to read, pretty easy to take the train here, you know. It tells you where it goes, the signs and everything, you know, where to get off, you know, just follow the signs. And it's pretty easy and affordable to ride the train out here in Singapore. It's just a train that goes straight to the airport, and then over here This will take me to my direction, Tuas Link. And then over there it tells you like the stops that it's doing. Here it is. Out here to Lavender Station, so I'm gonna find my way out towards my accommodation. It's a little bit early, so I don't know if I'll be allowed to check in, but that was a cool ride. I think maybe like 25-minute commute in the train, but it was nice, smooth, and efficient. This is my accommodation on top of the train station. Wow, they got food options, food. A lot of food eateries right here. Oh, so I'm gonna have a good time. Coffee, herbal tea. Oh, they have it all, so I guess I pick up a good accommodation. Even Turkish food, that's crazy. I think this is the hotel right here, sorry. It's the accommodation, but like I said, it's probably early to check in. So this is my accommodation, not the cheapest, but not too expensive either, so pretty standard, pretty simple. Nice bed over here, you know, nice and comfy, nothing crazy. My view outside, I can see a little bit of Singapore in the street level. Take a break, rest up, and then I'll hit the streets later, so I'll catch you guys in a bit. One good thing about my hotel is it's pretty convenient to a lot of food options, and I'm in one of these hawkers, you know, Singapore, one of the things that's really famous in Singapore is like the hawkers, you know, it's like kind of like a food court style of this, and you get food that's pretty affordable, so I got a couple of food right here, the wonton noodles with soup. I'll show you what I have. I got the noodle. I don't know how clear you can see it. It's the noodles right here. So I'm gonna start with the broth first. It has pork, that's the wonton, it got the noodles, veggies inside, so. Oh wow, it's pretty good. Pretty good. The sauce, I think it has a little bit of a kick in it, but it's actually really good. Then I really love how tiny and thin the little noodles are, so I'll dig in. And then I'm gonna try some of the, I think it's pork. Pork. I'm gonna try it alone. It's really good. And for this meal, it was sits, I don't know how you say it, sits Singaporean money. That's like about $4.50 US, you know, it's not much difference in money with the US dollars, but yeah, I think it's pretty affordable. Then we got like these things, I think they're a little crispy. I'm not sure if they have like pork in the inside, but I'm gonna try. It kind of looks like fried dumplings. It's really good. I like the crunch to it. And wash it down, got the blueberry lime, pretty big soda. It's good for me because I'm always thirsty, especially for the hot weather, so I'm gonna try it right now. It's pretty good, it's balanced out, it's not super sweet, you know. It got a little bit of calamansi in the inside, but yeah, really good. So I'm gonna finish up and then later hit the streets of Singapore to see what the city has to offer me. So I'm out here in the streets of Singapore, finally. And wow, you can see the buildings behind me. And I gotta say, it's actually hot. Not like super hot, humid, but it is hot outside. One thing I noticed is that a lot of the streets over here, they connect from one side to another one. And I think the first neighborhood that I'm gonna hit, that is literally not too far from where I'm staying, is Little India. You know, Singapore is a multicultural city with different vibrant neighborhoods. They have Little India, Chinatown, and of course they have the modern touristy area with the modern skyscrapers, but let's hit Little India first. I'm gonna be here for another 4 days, so I'm gonna try my best to cover the most off of the city. See how nicely and well paved the streets are outside, you know. This country is pretty small in size, but it's one of the top most potential countries in the world. The strongest passport in the world is out here in Singapore, shared with Japan. Then they got a busy port, you know, a busy airline. And like I say, centuries ago, this country used to be very poor, but then a leader, he literally changed the power of this, and then this is one of the wealthiest countries in the whole world. So let's walk around and see if we can make it towards Little India. And the other side is Victory Boulevard, I think, which is the main avenue that will connect you towards the city center. And another thing about Singapore, it's a very clean city. One of the cleanest cities in the world. And once you go outside of downtown area, it's mostly like apartment complex like this. You can see in the sample, building another one. But then if I cross over that way, it should take me to another main street, and that will connect me straight towards Little India. So I'm making a little detour over here to show you some of the regular streets. And it's in a lot of neighborhoods in Singapore, they have this architecture. The only thing is, you really don't see much action of people. But I think it's probably gonna be busier when I hit the touristy area. It's like the old architecture with some of the newer architecture. I think this street over here, if I make it right, is gonna be a nice looking street. You can go walk over here. And then they got a lot of food options and restaurants over here. I think if you eat in areas like this, it's more affordable than the downtown area. So, and probably in the nighttime, it must be really cool to walk around here and see the vibrant streets. I love this intersection. It's actually pretty nice and beautiful. And here, like I saw in the Philippines, they got the ceiling that covers up and protects you from the sun and the brutal heat. I want to show you the architecture in the other side, which is actually pretty nice. But I'll tell you, the heat in Southeast Asia, it just in another level. Wow. But I like the architecture, it's gorgeous. So over here ahead of me is gonna get actually pretty interesting. Architecture is gonna be nice, there's gonna be a lot of food options. And these streets are kind of reminding me of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. But it makes sense because Singapore is literally in the southern tip, you know, right down south from Malaysia. So it makes sense that a lot of the architecture, it looks pretty similar. So I'm gonna be taking the bus there for the first time in a few days. You know, I've never done that. I wouldn't be to Kuala Lumpur, but I've never taken a bus towards that way. So I wanna check out the experience to see what's going on. But let's keep exploring. We're getting more closer to Little India. Also, another thing I forgot that is today is Saturday. Since I abandoned the corporate world, I don't realize what day it is. You know, like every day is a new adventure, and I'm really loving it. If I wouldn't resign my job, I wouldn't be seeing the same repetitive routine every single day. So the one thing that kind of spikes my curiosity that makes it pretty interesting in Singapore is that you walk around regular neighborhoods, but then even historic districts, they end up like residential apartment units. And I think the majority of the people that live and work in Singapore, they live like in buildings like this. So, you know, they pay like a high price, and this is probably, out of all the countries in Southeast Asia, the most expensive one. But I mean, in terms of food options and stuff, you can still find affordable deals, you know, and look around if you know how to search. But accommodation, the hotel that I paid, it wasn't really like that cheap comparing to other places that I've been, you know. They got another, I think it's like a hawker. The beauty about Singapore is that everywhere you walk, you see hawkers no matter what, so you'll never go hungry. But over here, I'm starting to see the beautiful architecture ahead of me. Starting to enter the cute streets of Little India, and so far I see a nice church out here. Like I said, the only thing that spikes my curiosity is that you don't see the crowds. Naturally, because it's a weekend or the hot weather, or maybe that's how it is out here in Singapore. So here, there's a nice looking church. It's pretty nice, you know. So I'm gonna make my way towards some of those regular streets to see what's going on. But despite the streets being quiet, you can see how impeccable and clean they are and organized. So I think if I go this way, I might see some more action. You know, I see more people walking over here, you know, of course, South Asian community. Yeah, I think over here is where the deal's gonna be. And of course, restaurants, so let's see what's happening ahead of me. So this is one of the streets of Little India. You can see how beautiful the architecture is. The restaurants on the first floor. And here you can see what I'm talking about. So let me cross the other side. I think on the other side is probably better to look at. What's this car doing? It's parking. So if you go on the first floor, they got business, and I like how colorful the street looks like with a nice architecture. Wow, I tell you, the heat over here is intense. I guess it's still summer out here. I went to Armenia and I got, you know, spoiled with some nice cool weather. Now I'm back in the heat. But you can see what's going on here. Oh wow, they sell some good. This is like tea, Milo, coffee, you know, out here in this country you can find some really good tea. And this is another main street, and then this will be an MRT station on the other side of the road. So But yeah, it's not really busy, even though you see people, you know, the streets are not too crowded. So, we got some of the main road right here. And the area was busy. They got millions of planes I can't even showcase. I want to show you this intersection over here. It looks like it's pretty beautiful out here. Across the street, I think there's like a plaza or something on the other side, but gotta follow, you know, the rules over here and do the pedestrian side. Organized out here in Singapore. You know, where this side it keeps going. So yeah, they got a little bit of everything from jewelry, from restaurants, you know, veggie restaurants, dosas. We got more on the other side. Like I say, not too crowded, and the heat is really strong out here. So you know they have like a temple or something over here, so I'm gonna shortcut. Kind of like a plaza, I guess, and then the MRT station is right here. So I don't know, the heat is too much, so I might be taking the MRT towards the downtown area, the core, to see what's going on. It's a nice, beautiful building here I want to show you guys. Which actually looks pretty nice, and then restaurants here you can eat, but who will eat in this heat? So there's a pedestrian plaza, wow. This is actually nice, this building, I like it. We got more over this side, let me see. Even got like a barber shop over that way. And you can eat out here, then flavors. It's pretty nice, so. I'm just gonna take the MRT and get off near the city center, near between Chinatown where the downtown area is. You know, get a little bit of AC because the heat is just too much. So to my left is the MRT station. I'm still trying to learn how to take it, but like I said, it's gonna be a long walk, so I think the best way for me to do is to take this train and get a little bit closer to the city center. Like I said, I'm still here for a couple of days, so I can still go and explore more out here. I'm really in love with the stations out here. Wow, and the good thing about this train station, it has AC, so it's a really good breeze, you know, from stepping outside in the brutal heat. But yeah, let me refill my car and then we take the train. I'll refill some money in the card. So they got two lines here, the purple line and the blue line. The blue line will take me towards the downtown area, so gonna do that, you know. I'll say it's brutally hot, so I refilled it with $20. Let's see how much they charge. They're probably gonna tell you the balance of how much money it has inside the card. So I got off the downtown station, and it seems like they have an underground city right here. I'm connected to a mall, so I'm gonna hit the streets, figure my way up, and then see what's happening outside, and probably make it towards the marina, you know, the waterfront area. That's like the main attraction out here in Singapore. So made it out here towards the core of the downtown. And so far, you know, pretty nice high-rise buildings, but like I say, pretty empty the streets. I think they have like an underground city, and that's where you see all the action. But now I'm gonna figure my way towards the marina, you know, see what's going on. I'm gonna check my Google Maps and show you guys what's happening. This is the street. But apparently to make it towards the waterfront, I gotta go this way, according to the map. So I'm gonna walk over here and see what can I find. You can see the modern futuristic skyscrapers of Singapore. You know, so far pretty chill, beautiful city. You can see how nice and paved the roads are. This over here kind of brings me a little vibe of Battery Park in New York, like a similar vibe. Then over there they got the famous hotel, I think the Marina Bay Sands, where if you go all the way in the top, there's like a pool, and you get a whole view of the downtown area of Singapore. And then based on the map that I'm seeing, this is literally like walkable. Like you can walk the whole waterfront and see all the skyline. Also, there's like a park right behind Marina Bay Sands. So I think it's better to come back in the nighttime. So I think I might come later or throughout a couple of days during the night to see what's going on. There might be also like a mall, something to walk around. But yeah, it's looking pretty dope out here so far. So here should be the waterfront. So let me see. I think if I go over that side to my left, the views are gonna be spectacular. I can already see the other portion of the downtown district of Singapore. Dang, good thing since I'm by the water and it's protected by the trees, I don't feel the heat that much. When I was walking in Little India, literally the heat was like cooking me right now, but I shelter a little bit from the MRT station down here. Now the weather feels actually nicer. Really love how spacious this plaza is. Pretty nice, you know, clean, and seems like they got a couple of restaurants happening around here. But gonna make it towards the other side. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get like a nice view of beautiful Singapore. I guess this is where all the action happens. They have a Fullerton Pavilion. So I'm trying to find where the lion is. You know, a lot of people, they take a picture with the lion, with the water fountain and everything. But yeah, look at how gorgeous this is. Loving the mix of the modern futuristic architecture with clean, impeccable sidewalks. But yeah, I told you, I think in the nighttime this is gonna be popping. Maybe that's why it's not too busy right now. You know, maybe right now it's quiet, you know, because it's hot early, but I think in the nighttime is when this place comes out to life. So they even have a Ferris wheel over here. So this is really cool. And it's crazy how the city did like a huge, or country did like a really huge drastic change. There I see the fountain. A lot of people take pictures, so I'm gonna walk to the front to see the vibes over there and what's going on. So you got this here, wow. There's just a little bit of breeze happening out here, and there's a Ferris wheel. It's a famous tourist attraction. I think if I go under the bridge, it's where you get those Instagram shots that a lot of people like taking. With the background, ooh, Lord, it's really hot out here. I say if I walk in the other side, I think that's a better view, and that's where people pretend like they're holding the water of the lion. So this is where all the people hang out. I was curious, like, where do the people hang out in the city? So they're literally all over here. Because this area over here is super touristy. See how crowded it is? And then that's the water over there. And now let's go the other way. Oh, the fountain even goes on the other side. I think here's gonna be a dope view. See all the people, they be hanging out here. See? Boy, it's really hot out here. Whew. But people, that was just toss people for coming out here. Let's see if I can get myself here, my money shot out here. So years ago, I never imagined that I would come to the city, you know. I used to be a fan, looking at the architecture, the buildings and everything, of what's behind me, and even here in Marina Bay Sands. But I never thought I would come out here, and wow, it's happening, you know. Reality, dreams do come true, so I made it happen, and here I am in beautiful Singapore, enjoying the views of this gorgeous city. I do what I do in every city, every country that I go. I do the touristy themes first, and then for the next days I just focus on the more local themes or the less touristy themes, you know. So it's been awesome. I've only been here, you know, a couple of hours. I'm still kind of jet lagged as I flew to Armenia, and then I flew from Armenia back over here to Asia. But yeah, it's been amazing, the spirit that we have over here in Singapore, you know, pretty gorgeous. And all the people out there, you know, taking the pictures and selfies, so yeah, it's pretty nice. And there's a bridge here, and literally people are sheltering from the heat because it's brutal. I checked, it was 92, but it feels like 102 degrees. So, you know, the heat here in Southeast Asia is literally like no joke. So you see everybody out there, you know, just hanging out. So I think if I make it ahead of me, it should be the City Hall. I don't know, I wanted to go to Chinatown, but the heat is just intense. So I'll probably save it for another day, but I'm gonna see if I can push it a little bit more forward. You know, because I know the train, the green line that takes me right next to my hotel is over that way. So, okay, how do I get out of here? I think I gotta get out this way, you know. Wow, it's really busy out here, you know, people. A lot of people that come visit here, they're from neighboring countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, but also people from abroad, like far away. So there's another bridge over here and people taking pictures, you know, I'll show you. So we got this, and then over here you get another angle of Singapore. Everywhere you go, there's, you know, something to look at, pretty futuristic. And you got the waterfront. So yeah, actually pretty nice. And then there should be a local park over this way. Kind of reminds me a bit, some parts here reminds me a bit of the old part of Manila by the Pasay River. This is like a little bit more, this is like more developed, but still pretty nice to look at. And then you got the skyscrapers over that way. Oh, there's more over here, let me see. Some older architecture. So I think Victoria Boulevard is not too far from here, so might explain why. Then there's a building over here, an old historic building that's called Victoria Theater, so pretty gorgeous. So I think this is the older part of Singapore, because I see old architecture over here that's pretty gorgeous. Where the City Hall, like I said, is literally over here, and also the MRT subway station, it stops right here, so it's crazy. I took a shower, because I travel, you know, all day yesterday. Now I need another shower because it's so hot. Oh, no, but that's how it is here in the tropical weather. The federal courthouse buildings are around here. So you can see how it is. Super pedestrian, super walkable. Oh, the parliament is right here to my left. So it's pretty nice. I was gonna go towards the other side. There's a local park called Fort Canning's Park, but I'm noticing a building ahead of me that I think is a church. So it's a mixture of old architecture with futuristic buildings, and the streets are just, you know, impeccable. So the name of this church is St. Andrew's Cathedral, and it's right next to the City Hall, and the MRT is underground. But yeah, we're gonna walk forward and see what it looks like, and you can see the buildings behind me out here in Singapore. So here you got a local park, you know, people can just chill in the grass, and you look at the cathedral. I'm gonna walk in the middle to get a better angle, better shot of this beautiful church that we got going on right here. So just gonna do like a little preview over here, and then you guys see what's going on. But a pretty spacious park out here. Wow, they even have like a stadium. I'm not sure if they do concerts or what they do on the other side, but the view is gonna be actually better when I walk in the front. We got it right here. Unfortunately, the trees are blocking me the view. But I'll show you from this side. I think they have a mass going on too. But this is a nice church here in the middle of the modern skyscrapers of Singapore. Here's a pretty busy street. People walking, so there's more action happening over this way. And then of course you can see how nice the buildings are and the architecture. Let's try to figure where the City Hall is, because according to Google Maps, it says it's right here. Then this is a theater over here, Capitol Singapore. Maybe it's just surrounded by some of these buildings over here. So now I'm looking at the map, and this would be the main street, Victoria Street, but then on the other side is Hill Street. But then there's like a pedestrian area that connects you to a local park, so maybe I'll see what's happening over that way. This building is literally a hotel, Capital Kempinski Hotel. It's actually funny, the street that I want to check out is called Armenian Street. And that's where I came from. I came from Armenia for a few days after I was exploring around there. You know, here's the borderline of Victoria Street and Hill Street. Hill Street to my left, and then Victoria Street to my right. It will take me literally near my hotel, but let's check out Armenian Street. So over here is Armenian Pedestrian Street, and I think it's literally like a university area. You know, they have a school of law. In Singapore University is around here too, but beautiful architecture. But yeah, look at this. I love the architecture of the buildings. It's actually pretty nice, even though it's pretty quiet. And then over here you can see Armenian Street. This is called Wilmer Place. Like I say, Singapore is gorgeous, but it's just, you don't see the crowds of people, you know? Compared to Bangkok, Hanoi, or Ho Chi Minh City, even Manila. Over here, just like, I guess it's like probably just a city that you come and work. Even Kuala Lumpur, that's not far from here, is busy. This is a nice building. It's actually a museum. Peranakan Museum, Armenian Street. Nice. Fort Canning Park is here towards my right. So I'm probably gonna take a little peek of the park to see what's going on and wrap up my video. You know, it's been an amazing first day out here in Singapore, and I'm having a blast. This is it, and it seems like I'm gonna do some cardio out here going up the stairs. But hopefully it's worth it. This is the entrance, as you can see. It's pretty nice. Here I am climbing the stairs, and wow, it's pretty nice how they have a lot of vegetation out here. And the thing about Singapore, despite how small it is, they have tons of parks for you to explore, you know. So it's not only like a lot of buildings and high-rise buildings, they have it combined, you know, with parks. And this is it going up. It's like if you're climbing the Rocky Balboa stairs. Even harder when it's hot outside. So this is a little portion of the park right here. It's actually a lake in the middle. But you know, it's gorgeous and pretty much I can see in any other park around the world. But I think I'm gonna start wrapping up my video over here in Singapore, first day. But I got more videos coming up. I'm gonna figure what other neighborhoods to cover. So that was the end of my video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.